Alright, hello, how's everybody doing out there? My name is Ebrahim Hydara. I'm going to show you today the website I have that can store names and shows the order from which they were entered. Okay, so first we're going to start off with what I'm using. I'm using VMware Fusion, as you can see up here. It's a virtualized environment basically that allows me to run Windows on my Mac PC without it being technically installed on my Mac PC. So it's a nice way just to run Windows games if if it's not able on Mac. So here we're gonna go to my website actually, localhost / Ebrahim. Boom. Localhost / Ebrahim brings up all of these PHP files that are all corresponding with the ones you see on the right. And what these files come from and how they're able to run actually is they're on my computer on my local disk. If you go into my XAMPP, which is this, I'll show you the XAMPP real quick actually. It's a web server hosting basically panel that allows us to make a website and it hosts it. It's pretty cool, it's pretty awesome. Thanks Apache and everybody that's involved with it. So I'm going to minimize that real quick. Then we're going to go into our HT docs. And now these HT docs allow us to have our PHP files into them and basically allows it to run. So we're going to go into my Ebrahim, just another file. Now we have all the PHP files that allow this to run, and I'll explain those in a second. So now we're going to close out of this, continue on to what we're doing. So here we are. So what we're going to first do is going to go into name input. Boom. We're going to input my name, Ebrahim S. Hydara. I'm going to enter it. Now what that just did is it entered into the database. Now what corresponds with that is the store names. Store names, like I just said, allows us to store our name. Sorry for that, that's not there. Allows us to store our name. So basically, this takes it from my database file, Ebrahim, which is located on the website, hosting, Ebrahim. This is my database. Takes it from also names, which is a little bit of a folder inside of it. And names holds the count, first name, middle name, and last name. This allows us to see when, like 1 through 10, or something like, or whatever you would like, however numbers you would want to add into it. And it also shows our first name, our middle name, and our last name. Actually, well, you can only really have 10 numbers, so that's about that. 20 characters into our first name, only one for your initials, because it's only an initial. Middle name, initial, and then 20 characters for our last name, maximum. So, what stored names does, basically, it allows us to store our name. It goes through all applications and such, enters the database where my name is Ebrahim, takes all the information from it, such as the first name, middle name, last name, and this allows us to store our names using this code. So what we're going to go back to is here. Actually, just want to explain this also real quick. Don't worry about this line. It's nothing too serious. Basically, it's just a little comment on the thing is outdated. It's just letting us know it's outdated and that they've moved on to another thing. So if I was to code again, I should use that updated thing, which is MySQL Connect. But so far, it doesn't affect us. So we're fine for now. We're going to go into our show names database. As you can see, I have a few names. As you can see, the numbers are also kind of out of order, basically because I deleted them. And so it shows up as what number they were entered into. So here we go. Ebrahim number 10, Ebrahim number 9, retake. So here we go. It's our latest entry, number 10, Ebrahim S. Hydara. Now we're going to go delete that. Actually, delete number 9 just to show you. So here we go. It shows us shows names. I apologize. We're going to go back to show names. These are the codes that allow us to show our names. Basically, it takes from the table, and it takes from the database. Ebrahim takes from table names, and then it allows the first name, middle name, last name, and count to be shown up here, and makes the table for us. That allows us to see these things. I won't explain those for the next two. Basically, I'll just be repeating myself. But here we go. Ebrahim, show name. So now we want to delete it from our database. So here we are, delete record. So delete record allows us to do the same thing. Basically brings up this page that allows us to delete the record. So what we're going to do is we're going to go type in number 9 and click submit. And boom, number 9 is gone from our record database. We can no longer see it and no longer see it basically. We wouldn't know what the name was who entered it. So what that does is it goes to our gone PHP, and our gone PHP allows us to delete the name. And actually, our gone PHP allows us to see what was deleted and what our database still holds inside of it. So, here we go. Here's a code for it. You see it goes from our database name and gets the information from our table, such as count, middle name, first name, last name. And it uses these to create this. And this basically draws our web page, things like that.